Bears-Rams in the divisional round, and the minute the Bears beat the Packers in the wild card round, Cam, I'm from Chicago, if you don't know yet, my mentions were filled with people telling me to call Dan Orlovsky out on his comments that he made prior to the Bears-Packers game. And if you didn't hear what he had to say, this is a fun flashback. Let's listen.
I mean, Dan was.
Do you think the Bears will win on Sunday?
No, I do not. I think the Packers win, and I think the Packers win handily. There's only so many times over the course of a season when you can play inconsistent offensive football and still hang on to the end of the game miracle. It's just unlikely that is going to be a storyline in the playoffs versus high-end teams that are coached well. Chicago doesn't stand a chance.
Shame on
It sounded like he wasn't too far off the mark, though.
Okay, now they won the game.
I was watching the game, and then I looked up, and it was 21-3, and I turned the game off. I was like, I'm going to bed. And I woke up, and I said, oh, dang, I got to go see the highlights.
Now,
and I said, oh, Caleb turned it on.
You know how many
he was out there
they've had?
throwing dots out there.
I'm so glad Cam here.
It was 21-3. You at 20 when it's 21, when you're 21 up in Madden, what do? You turn the game off.
Yeah, you
reset. Madden, it's the playoffs.
I'm saying, as a gamer, what do? You're 21 up. I already won. Usually, give up the sticks. Your boys is chiding you. Hey, bro, you got ran. Get up the sticks. Hey, it's over for you. It was 21-3. I was like, oh, okay, anyways. And I did not know. I looked back, and Caleb Williams turned it on. Flamed up the world, throwing passes, chucking things, dotting, rolling out, scrambling. He got electric. He went Super Saiyan.
But what I'll say is this is not the first time that's happened with the Bears. They're literally called the Cardiac Bears because they do this in the fourth quarter. Can you apologize, please, to Chicago and what you said?
Yeah.
Go on.
I don't think I should apologize. I was right until that very fine moment when I wasn't. Chicago Bears, I guess I apologize that I said I didn't think you guys stood a chance unless you got a turnover. You didn't get the turnover, yet you still won. So in that regard, I was wrong. But, man, for three-quarters of that game, I was right.
Honestly, too, I don't know a person in the world that enjoys being right as much as you do. I know
he wasn't
you were
right. They didn't win. He didn't have a
No,
chance.
but what I'm saying is, for three quarters, though, I know he was in this house and he was like, all these retweets that I'm finna retweet. At the end of this game, he was ready.
And then the fourth quarter, and I was like, God bless, man. How'd that happen? So, Chicago Bears fans, I'll apologize for saying that you guys want to win. But other than that, I was right.
Stephen, can you believe
Other than that, you were right. So other than the final outcome,
exactly,
which you were clearly wrong about, you were absolutely right. Only you, bro. Only you. And I was texting.
I texted him in the game too.
I texted you and I called you. And I said, Joe, I can't believe this. Chicago's defense looks absolutely awful. This is horrible. I said, you were right. And then I was looking for you again. You know what I'm saying? when you were wrong and you were hard to find. It was past your bedtime then. So that's what it was. Okay, but you apologize, so we'll lean on that. We'll hold on to that then.
Okay.
Because it's a miracle that you did.
Yeah, but now they got the Rams.
Okay, so let's move to the Rams.
Come on. The Rams?
Well, go ahead. So what do you think is going to happen?
Kyron Williams, you talk about Devontae Adams, you talk about Puka Nacua. That offense, elite. Oh, and then you talk about their defense. Their defensive line, Byron Young, Jared Verse, you've got Kobe Turner in the middle. That defensive line handles business. And now, again, if you have Caleb Williams who makes all these electric throws on perimeter, now it becomes a boring pass rush, fine. But you have the edges to keep them contained.
So here's what I will say, and I know you guys are going to be like, Shay, the weather, who cares? It's supposed to be freezing in Chicago.
No, who says that?
Okay.
Maybe RC because he played in Pittsburgh. Because that's – he been in
New Orleans his whole career.
Chicago, I think it's supposed to feel like negative 10.
If there's air conditioning on in an airplane, I get cold. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if there's a time that I ever hated life was playing in Cleveland when it was negative whatever it was, right? It was like 28, but it felt like negative 30, it was 0, it was maybe 4 degrees. And it felt like negative 28. I was like, what? Why is the thermometer not working? This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard is football is meant to be played in cold weather. No, football is meant to be played sun out, 90 degrees outside when your best 11 is versus my best 11. Don't give me this, the offensive linemen love this type of weather. Yeah, because everybody's less athletic just like them. Bro, yeah, that affects everything. In fact, the last time it was a cold game, I took my family right after the season and we moved to Spain. Yo vivir en la España 3 meses.
You moved because of Spain?
Moved to Spain. Baby,
For how long?
3 months.
Why you
babe,
so
I can't
rich?
do it. Hey,
Oh, you so rich.
I said, babe, I can't do this anymore. She said, what? I said, are you willing to teach the kids elsewhere? She said, what? I said, we're moving to Spain.
Okay, so it matters. So
needed-
negative
I needed-
10 in Chicago against
needed
the LA
Jordan.
Rams. Stephen A. is
Live a
going
blessed
to
life.
matter when they play the Rams this weekend.
Absolutely.
Listen, listen. I think it'll matter, but I think that Stafford is great enough to overcome it. I'm just watching RC and Do, and I remembering how many times they raked me through the coals because how I feel about cold weather. And I have said 1,000 times, yo, Cam, I can't count the amount of times I have brought up, what's the weather report? What's the weather gonna be like? Because I ain't say snow, I ain't say rain, I said cold, right? And Monday night in Pittsburgh, listen, it was so bad, RC came up to me on the field and hugged me. That's how bad it was because I was that damn cold. You understand what I'm saying? I was freezing. I mean, it was bad. It was really bad. But you know, people ignore this stuff. I'm like, damn. Listen, y'all play when you get hit in the cold, Cam. When you get hit in the cold, RC. I'm not asking you, Dan.
When you're hitting somebody in the cold, it still hurts. Like, I'm here to deliver.
Yes.
I'm here to deliver this killing blow, and here I am, like, we're both sitting on the ground. And I'm like, why did I do that?
Yeah,
that's soft. I'm not helping him up. Now I'm mushing him in the ground because now I hate you.
So you're going to give the Bears a chance
It
against the
evokes
Rams.
hateful
Help me
emotions.
here.
Yes, the
Thank
Bears
you.
have a chance against the Rams. Like, are we having that same
Where?
conversation
How?
again?
do?
When?
The same way the Carolina Panthers did last week.
But did they win?
No, they didn't
So
win.
you're going to be right for 3 quarters and be wrong?
It's
So
not
your deal.
No,
Got it.
no, I'm not D.O. because I don't
Chicago
have
got
a
a
chance.
chance.
I'll pick when I pick, right? You still a guest.
Yes.
So I'm going to give you some guest treatment.
I appreciate
But you're
that.
about to walk your way into real life now. But when the Chicago Bears, right? The Chicago Bears are at a point where they believe. I also understand what they are facing defensively in the sense of when they are on the field on the defensive side of the ball. Puka Nacua, to me, next to Christian McCaffrey, is the most important offensive non-quarterback in football. The way Sean McVay utilizes, the way they move him around. What's Dennis Allen, you probably know better than anybody's, what's his answer going to be to that? And how many times can Caleb make, in my opinion, on-schedule plays is what's important, especially early in this game. You mentioned the rush. The rush is phenomenal, whether it's B. Young, Jared Verse, Fisk in the middle. Even Poona Ford has become a force in the pass game, which he's a run stopper. How many plays can you make in structure for Caleb early is important because that's how this game stays tight, especially when you look at some of the success Bryce was able to have.
If this game was in LA, I would say first team to score 40 wins, and I would honestly think the Rams would score 50. I don't know how much the weather is going to impact them. And I stand by what I said last week. You continue to try to play this game of bad football. They needed perfection last week to win it. Everything went their way, Chicago. They did it. God bless you. Tip of the hat. I'm not banking on that happening again versus a Super Bowl winning quarterback, a Super Bowl winning coach, Super Bowl winning wide receiver, and a defense that Cam's talked about is talented. They got to play better, though. That defense
I was
stunk
just
last
about
week.
to say, against,
I'll talk about the front.
Here's what's gotten scary.
Against
Here's what's gotten
Carolina was
scary
tough.
for them, though. Some things that you could have seen before the season, which were back-end problems, right? Where Emmanuel Forbes is talented, he's also extremely flawed, right? Jacoby Durant, to me, is more of a nickel than an outside corner. Quentin Lake is just returning off of injury. Nate Landman isn't creating the turnovers we saw early in the season. That back seven is not great for Chris Shula's defense. It's, can Caleb take advantage of them? How much can Colston Loveland work? Also, when you think about the way DeAndre Swift was implemented in the pass game, this game, that's something I would lean on for Ben Johnson. So there are ways for Chicago to work early against this defense. I don't think on either side of the ball, the defenses are dominant out of LA.
Stephen A.
I think what the Chicago Bears have proven, particularly on their home turf, is that they're going to be in the game when it comes down to the wire. And so for me, I'm going to pay attention to the pass rush that they're able to implement with Verse and the crew. But I'm also looking at that back seven that you just alluded to, RC, that's I think is very, very vulnerable. The Rams are going to put up points. I get that part. But Chicago's going to put up some points too, in my estimation. And I think it's going to be close in the end. And we're going to see what